Hello guys, and welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to be going over kind of how Ninjago has changed from 2011 all the way up to now 2017. And I'll be going over three categories: the minifigures, the sets, and the storyline. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So first off, pilots. This is what the minifigs were like. They were very simple, as you can see, just kind of a belt with Sensei Wu, some simple designs. His face wasn't really very simple. That was kind of probably one of the more detailed things. But then the ninja suits, you can see they just have their belt, and they just have straps going to their elemental symbol, and just plain masks and pretty simple faces. Very simple, but very nostalgic. And for the villains, this is kind of their design, what they looked like. Simple legs, simple body, simple arms. Some of them had armor, which, yeah, very detailed armor. Simple heads. Most of them just had normal heads. Some of them had specially designed heads, but they were still pretty simple. So the minifigures for pilots were very simple. But the now on to the sets. So this is a dragon, representation of a dragon. This is of course a lightning dragon. You can see this is a very nicely designed set. It has a huge dragon in it. One of the coolest Ninjago dragons, and it was one of the first, which is really cool. And there's also a pretty cool helicopter. There were actually some pretty interesting techniques used in this. So they did start out with some good techniques. But yeah. Now this is kind of representation of like a building. Sensei Dojo. I do actually have this. It's very simple, as you can see. It's just some simple walls around a thing, some training things. Yeah, it's pretty simple, but it definitely does the job. And then the storyline of pilots, it was pretty simple. You know, Sensei Wu finds the ninja, sees that they could be some good, or you know, they could be good ninja. Joins them up. Of course, Kai only gets convinced because his sister Nia was captured by the Skullkin and Lord Garmadon. Kai becomes a ninja, meets up with the other ninja. Sensei Wu tells about how the golden weapons, how he hid them, and they control fire, lightning, earth, and ice. They go after the attack of quakes, told not to use it, they use it. Eventually, they get Shuriken's Vice, Nunchucks of Lightning. Kai gets allured to the Sword of Fire by Nia, which is actually Garmadon, pretending to be Nia. Kai frees Nia, try to fight Garmadon's shadow. Sensei Wu comes in, saves them. Of course, all the ninja get their dragons, because they realize that both the ninja and the dragons want to protect the golden weapons. They go to the underworld. The ninja find Sensei Wu. Battling Samukai. They don't butt in. The Samukai defeats Sensei Wu, picks up the final golden weapon, gets destroyed by the power, opening a vortex for Garmadon to escape. And then the ninja say that they'll be ready if Garmadon never appears, and they get their golden weapons. So yeah, that's pretty much the plot of Pilots. And yeah, it was pretty simple actually. It sounds like a lot, but it was pretty simple. There's definitely much more exciting plots later. Pilots was a great start with everything. Now on to Rise of the Snakes. So the minifigures, these are the ninja minifigs. You can see, well, the main ninja minifigs, of course there's multiple suits, but they have, you know, some gis, differently designed, like Zayn has a bunch of straps. Cole has kind of like, I don't know what you'd call these, but like little pads, I guess. Kai has some armor, Jay has armor on one arm. They do look different. They all definitely, they all look like a team, that's for sure. It is still pretty simple, but they were definitely very nice minifigs. And then for the villain minifigs, the snakes, of course, they had some pretty cool designs, especially some of the generals, like Scales here. These are fake, of course, but these did look very cool back in the day. I do have Scales, and I'm very happy that I got him. But onto the set. So this is kind of a representation of the vehicles. Colt's Tread Assault. It actually had a pretty cool design, and it had lots of really good features. I have this. It's really cool. It's my only Rise of the Snake set that is still built, fully built. And it was a very good set. It definitely looks. It doesn't look simple, that's for sure. So they definitely increased their techniques. And now this is dragon. You can see this is a 4-head dragon, a very crazy design. Definitely not simple at all. The Great Devourer is kind of a simple design, but still a really cool one. I thought this would be a good set to represent dragon stuff. Then Ultrasonic Raider, another vehicle one, but of course this looks really cool. And I will compare this show, how Ninjago evolved from 2012 all the way to 2016, because there is, the remade version of this that came out in 2016. And then, of course, the plot of Rise of the Snakes. The ninja have to prepare for Garmadon. Nia says Lord Garmadon spotted in Jamaica Village. It turns out to actually be his son Lloyd. They easily defeat him. Lloyd unleashes the Hypno Bride. The Hypno Bride attack. Cole gets partially hypnotized. Zane meets up with the Falcon. The Falcon leads him to this snake's base. He takes the ninja there. They destroy it, but Cole almost defeats them because he's hypnotized. Sensei Wu breaks them out of the trance. Their home is destroyed, so they find the new Destiny's Bounty. They remodel it. Lloyd unleashes the vampire after the Hypno Bride betray him. They start turning Jay's parents into snakes. Eventually they get defeated. Lloyd unleashes Pythor, who pretends to be his friend, but then steals the Serpentine Massive, and then unleashes the rest of the tribes. They try to unite. Of course, the Green Ninja thing was going on, and everyone was wondering who was going to be the Green Ninja. Lloyd eventually got on the side of the ninja. He turned out to be the Green Ninja. Pythor got all the Fang Blades, unleashed the Great Devourer. The Great Devourer ate Pythor and Sensei Wu. Then the ninja have to give the golden weapons to Garmadon, and Garmadon destroys the Great Devourer, but he runs off with the golden weapons, and it turns out Sensei Wu is alive, and Pythor doesn't seem to be. But that's the plot of Rise of the Snakes. Definitely much more complex. There was a lot of lore introduced in it. Of course, I mean, it was a season of 13 20-minute episodes, and pilots was just 40 minutes long, but still. It was, this plot was definitely a step up. And now on to Rise of the Spinjitzu Master. This communicates. Obviously, these are fake. If you can't tell, I don't know how you can't tell. They're so obviously fake. But this is they look pretty close except for the eyes. So, and Lloyd's torso. Lloyd's torso looks so horrible. But on the real minifigs, they look way better, of course. But so yeah, the ninja minifigs, they were pretty simple. They were simple, but they were really cool. So they had, their elemental abilities. They all look the exact same, just with switched out colors, and I think the switched out element symbol on their back, something like that. I have Kai, Cole, and Lloyd. And then the Stone Army figures, General Kozu is here. Obviously, he's not an average Stone Army person, but they were, of course, red and black. They had interesting armor-type designs and stuff. So the minifigures definitely were a little bit more developed, or a little bit more detailed than Rise of the Snakes. Then for sets, we have Temple of Light here, because that can show the mech, and the temple. You can see Temple of Light. It's simple, but it definitely gets the job done. There were some pretty cool techniques used in it all around. Lloyd's mech, again, simple, but it gets the job done. And there are some complex details on there. So there's that. Then this is for dragons. Golden Dragon here. It looks way more simple. This definitely is a step back from the dragons we had in Pilots and Rise of the Snakes. But they only made one, and they made it small because they didn't want this to be a $50 set. I said it's, I think, $25 when it came out. I don't have it, but I do have Temple of Light. But it has cool designs. I think the head of this is really cool. But the dragons from here aren't the best. Well, this is the only dragon. But you can see some complex stuff in there a little bit. And then the storyline of Rise of the Spinjitzu Master. Garmadon uses the golden weapons that he stole from the ninja to create the mega weapon. They start Lloyd's training. Garmadon creates multiple foes for the ninja, including pirates, evil ninja, why can't I remember? Oh yeah, and of course the dinosaur, the Grundle, which ends up with Lloyd being turned older in the end. So he's like 1 year younger than the ninja. The other ninja, I mean. And then Garmadon wants to find the Overlord, so he goes to the Island of Darkness. The ninja eventually follow after the Stone Army gets unleashed by the Great Devourer's venom seeping into them. And then Garmadon starts the clock for the final battle, knowing that Lloyd's going to have to fight him one day. Eventually, they ran up with Masako, of course, and she went to the Dark Island as well. And she tries to convince Garmadon, doesn't really work. And then Garmadon gets possessed by the Overlord, who was tricking him the whole time. And then Lloyd and the Overlord have a battle. Lloyd loses, gets a broken leg. Of course, before they had went to the Temple of Light and got their kimonos and elemental blades. Now they go back again and get the golden mech. Then they go back to Ninjago and they fight the Overlord. All the other ninja get turned evil. After, of course, Nia got turned evil when she was captured by the Stone Army. Then Zera takes control of the Stone Army by using the Helmet of Shadows, and Lloyd destroys the Overlord, and Garmadon is turned good again. Definitely very complex for this plot. That was a mouthful, but I definitely enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the plot of Rise of the Spinjitzu Master, especially the first half. But so the story was very good. I feel that the minifigs weren't as good as Rise of the Snakes, but that might just be the nostalgia getting over. The sets weren't as good as Rise of the Snakes, but I think the story was a little bit more complex than Rise of the Snakes. But now on to Rebooted. So the minifigures for Rebooted, you can see they're all different in their own way for the ninjas. And then, of course, the Ninjroids, which are purple and black as their color scheme. Very nice prints and stuff. And of course, you can see here lots of different things. Very cool minifigs. I feel like these are better than Rise of the Spinjitzu Masters minifigs. Definitely a step up. And then onto the sets. You can see this is an amazing set. Yeah. This is a really good set. You can see Battle for Ninjago City right here. I wish I had this set. This is an awesome set. You can see so much design here. It's very complex. Even just this thing off to the side, the Overlord's vehicle, is very complex. So that's crazy. Oops. I was sure I put Ninja Mech Dragon up there. I didn't. Did I put it somewhere? I don't know. Never mind then. Rebooted, I feel like the sets were also a step up from Rise of the Spinjitzu Masters. And the story, well, what happened is they had to rebuild Ninjago, Ninjago City, because the Overlord destroyed it. It became New Ninjago City, run by technology. The ninja went to Cyrus Borg after a field trip. They got their Technoblades and their new suits. Scrambled the tracking devices. Overlord found out, turned Cyrus Borg evil. They eventually caught Wu, who had given the Technoblades to Kai, secretly. And they turned him evil and tried to use the memory. The ninja met up with Garmadon, who taught them the art of the Silent Fist. While Zane watched over the Technoblades, as Garmadon didn't allow weapons inside his monastery. Pixel came, who Zane had met earlier, and they were kind of, not really. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess admirers. That's what Jay says anyway. It's like, you know, Zane's got an admirer, like that stuff. So it's like that. So I guess that's what you call him. But, Pixel, of course, got turned evil by the Overlord. Well, she had, evil mode and good mode. And then, they hacked her back good. They shut off the power source eventually, which shut off Pixel, but Zane used half of his power to give back to Pixel, or make her reborn again. they found out about a stranger who was powering the Overlord after the blackout. After the oh, I didn't even plan to say that. That's awesome. And then they eventually went to the Digiverse, destroyed the Overlord there, but he had gotten out by that time by extracting Lloyd's golden power after he caught him. Garmadon was thrown in the sea, but then Garmadon came back and broke his oath of fighting. And then eventually Wu got turned good again. The stranger was revealed to be Pythor. Then the ninja managed to make it back from space after they went into space because the Overlord were trying to do the golden weapons to make some golden armor because they had been thrown into space in Rise of the Snakes, or no, Rise of the Spinjitzu Master. Then, because the ninja failed, Overlord gets his golden armor, and then they try to use a shrinking pill to shrink the Overlord so they can easily destroy him, but they end up shrinking Pythor, and then Zane sacrifices himself to destroy the Overlord and is known as the Titanium Ninja. But then in the end, we find out that Zane may still be alive because he talks to Pixel through the computer system. That is the plot of Rebooted. I feel like that plot is better than Rise of the Spinjitzu Master as well. Although I love Rebooted a little bit too much in some cases, I'd say. I mean, they are very close. I think that they are very comparable plots. Because I think they're both very good. But on to Tournament of Elements. These are the ninja minifigs. You can see they're all pretty much the same. They look really nice, actually. If you have these in person, amazing. Obviously, these are actually fake minifigs, but they look. These minifigs, if they're real, they look really good. And then for the Anacandri minifigures, there were, of course, the cultists before they got turned into snakes. You can see some printing there, which was actually kind of complex, very good. And then also after they got turned into Anacandri, and there's actually a better look at the actual minifig. But after they got turned into Anacandri, they looked like that, around that purple red color scheme. Of course, this is also Klaus here, Izor, some different minifigs, but yeah, the minifigures I feel were a step up in terms of detail, but from Rebooted. And the sets, ignore March here. That's one thing. This is March. Dragons. Finally, we have brick built dragons. Awesomeness. Well, we had an Mech Dragon, but this is the first kind of main thing. Awesome. This was awesome. This was revolutionary. So yeah. Then kind of building builds. You can see. Actually, this is a pretty good step. Ouch! Never mind. I just murdered my arm, but that was just, yeah. That's good. Good temple. I like that. I like this design. I could put Enter the Serpent as well, but I didn't. That's pretty cool. Techniques used, and then this awesome Technic stuff there. I love that. I love that Technic stuff. It's amazing. But yeah, I feel like the sets were a step up in terms of how detailed. Ignore these creepy dolls here. So, these were the minifigures for. Oh wait, I forgot to tell the Tournament of Elements storyline. Okay, so what happened was they get an invitation to the Tournament of Elements, find out that Zane may still be alive. Garmadon gets suspicious because of what Lloyd says to him, and he follows them. They meet up with other elemental masters, make it to the island. Karloff is the first to be eliminated. The ninja find a secret passageway underground, find out that Chen is just taking everyone's elemental powers, and he has Zane's elemental power, ice. Then eventually, Jay and Cole have to fight after a long time in Rebooted, fighting over Nia. And Cole lets Jay win in the end and ends up working in the noodle factory underground. They break out, Cole and Zane, but then they have to go back for everyone because they don't want to leave them there. But then eventually everyone gets trapped under there, gets taken. Skylar betrays her father, Chen. Klaus gets sent to the Cursed Realm. Lloyd's power gets taken, everyone's power gets taken, but then the staff, gets destroyed, so everyone gets their power back. But then Chen realizes he can use Skylar's power for his own doing, and tries to take it and use it, which works, and everyone, as the anaconda symbol, is turned into snakes, including Garmadon. But then Skylar kind of, helps the ninja defeat Chen, and everyone, pitches in. Of course, they unlock their elemental dragons as well, and eventually Garmadon has to put himself into the Cursed Realm so that the Anaconda generals that he put in the Cursed Realm hundreds of years ago can get out and put Chen and his army into the Cursed Realm. But then, of course, since the Cursed Realm got open, Moro gets free. That's the plot of Tournament Developments. I feel like the plot was a step up. I probably missed lots of details. It's the one I can remember the least about in terms of plot. So it was much more complex than what I said. But yeah, Tournament Developments, great plot. Then Possession. This is the minifigures for Possession. They're a step up. I feel like they're very detailed, as you can see. Ninja minifigs and the Ghost minifigs. A lot of translucent pieces on a lot of translucent, minifig parts. Awesome. That was awesome. That was really cool. But yeah, that's Possession minifigures. Possession sets. You can see City of Sticks here. Amazing techniques used. This was definitely a step up. And then you go here, again, another step up for sure with the dragons. So yeah, there was very much that was stepped up here. But so the Possession theme, or not theme, the plot. The plot of Possession. Moro lures Lloyd to the museum and possesses him. Then he shows up at the tea shop with the ninja and Sensei Wu, attacks. They manage to escape on Destiny's bounty. And then he follows, but they manage to get away. Sensei Wu tells them about everything. They have to go to Styx, talk to Ronin, because he stole the scroll of Airjitsu. But Moro gets there first and makes a deal with him, and Moro learns Airjitsu, because Airjitsu, they believe... Wait, I can't remember the reasoning behind the Airjitsu. Oh, yes, because Sensei's staff has encryptions on it, and one of the symbols that was encrypted on it means Airjitsu, so they have to do that. And then they try to learn it from the creator of Airjitsu, which they do, but unfortunately in the process, Cole gets turned into a ghost. And then after that, Ronin joins up with them, eventually betrays them, and takes the Sword of Sanctuary, which is what the second symbol meant. They got it from the Cloud Kingdom, and can predict your opponent's next move. He gives it to Soul Archer because he had Field Soul Archer, and otherwise Soul Archer would take his soul. But then Ronin, Moro, but Ronin then actually, on the third one, where he tells them where what the third symbol means. They go to the location. It's not the real place, because it's actually the fake place that Moro told Ronin to tell the ninja. But then he leaves Ronin Rex there, which is his vehicle, which tells them the real location. So they go to the middle of the ocean and find the first Ninjutsu Master's tomb, which is where the realm crystal is kept, which lets you go to any realm that is parallel to Ninjago. Moro actually gets it, but Lloyd is freed from the possession. And of course, during all this, I forgot to mention that Nia unlocks her water power and becomes the water ninja. And then, in the end, Moro starts destroying Styx. Nia pretends to be Lloyd, so she can get in and start destroying the ghosts. Preeminent, also known as the Cursed Realm, makes it inside of Ninjago and starts destroying everything. But then with the vehicles that Cyrus Borg made them, except for Kai, because he didn't have time to make one for Kai, they destroy they hold off, I guess, as Lloyd gets sucked inside of the Cursed Realm in his fight with Moro, and meets up with his father. And then Lloyd realizes that destroying the Cursed Realm, which they have to do, would mean that they have to destroy his father. Then Nia unlocks her true potential, and destroys the preeminent, also known as Cursed Realm, of course, killing Garmadon. And then Moro is sucked down to be killed, but he gives the Realm Crystal to Sensei Wu, and then he dies. That's the plot of Possession. I feel like Possession, that was another step up. The plot is always being stepped up with every season, that's for sure. But that was a very interesting plot. On the Skybound miniseries, Skybound, these are Ninja minifigs. I'm not sure if these are no, these aren't fake. This is what they look like. They all look the same, but you know, with the differences, of course, that average Ninja minifigs would have. So they look really nice. And then for the pirate minifigures, pirate minifigures, right here. You can see they all have kind of the same color scheme: brown, maroon, orange, and green, dark green. And they all look like true pirates. That's for sure. Very, very cool. I think the minifigs are a step up. Sets, obviously a step up. The sets were amazing. We all know how good the Skybound sets are. Of course, Misfortune's Deep. Just look, that is so complex. Such a complex build. Awesome set. I have the set. Really cool. And then Lighthouse Siege. Again, very, very complex, very different. Very cool sets. The plot of Skybound, I feel, was... I don't know if it was a step up from Possession. I think they were both pretty good, pretty equal. But what happened in Skybound, Nia and Jay aren't together anymore in Skybound, and then Natakon is unleashed by Klaus, who got out of the Cursed Realm. But then Natakon traps Klaus inside of the Teapot of Tyran, where he came from. And then Natakon eventually gets the Realm Crystal, traps Sensei Wu and Masako in the Jin Blade, which he got from his father, and Ninjago was destroyed. Natakon, enraged by this, decides to create the new Ninjago and starts grabbing pieces of land to bring up into the sky. And then, eventually they realize that only the Jin are killed by Tiger Widow Venom. Well, they aren't killed, but they're weakened long enough so that you can destroy them. Because normally they would just teleport around. And so then they go to Tiger Widow Island in Ninja Do. After the only way to read the map, they realize, Jay eventually uses his 2 wishes, finds out that his actual parents that he thought were his parents are actually his adopted parents, his real parents is Cliff Jordan. And he doesn't use his... Wait, Cliff? Was it Cliff Jordan? I can't remember. But he doesn't use the 3rd wish, which is very important to the plot later. Because the 3rd wish is normally the one that Natakon would trap you in his Jin Blade with. Eventually, Natakon traps Kai and Zane, and Jay doesn't tell them that using the 3rd wish will, trap you in the Jin Blade. And then eventually Cole and Lloyd both get trapped in there after a fight on Misfortune's Keep. Jay and Nia are the last remaining ones. They find the lighthouse that was found on the way to the Island of Darkness, all the way back in Rise of the Spinjitzu Master. But Dr. Julian obviously died since then, and he wouldn't be in the lighthouse anyway. But they meet up with Echo Zane and Taidi. Natakon has Clancy use one of his wishes so that that he can see where the ninja are. He knows exactly where they are, so he goes to the lighthouse, attacks, and, well, they had Traveler's Tea, but they end up accidentally wasting it, some of it, on Dogshank, so only one of the ninja can escape, which Jay escapes. Nia is captured, and then Jay makes it to Ninjago and steals the Sword of Souls, lets out the other ninja as well as Sensei Wu Masako. And also with his original team that he brought up there, they fight the pirates. Eventually, Natakon, since he has infinite wishes after marrying Nia, destroys his crew. But so they decide to betray him, of course. And then Flintlock, being an amazing shot that he is, shoots the Tiger Widow Venom at Natakon, and which weakens him, but also gets on Nia, and it's fatal to a normal person. So she is about to die, but Jay still has his last wish, the only ninja who still has a wish, and he uses the wish, saying that no one ever found the teapot in the first place, meaning no One, well, meaning Klaus didn't find the teapot. And Otacon never got out, meaning Skybound never happened. It's controversial, but it was a good plot. I don't know if it's better than Possession. In my opinion, I think they're pretty equal. Although I do think Skybound was really good, but I don't know if it's better than Possession. Because they were both, they're equals, I'd say. Because yeah, they're. But now on to Dave the Departed minifigures. These are the Ninja minifigs, and villain minifigs are literally like the old ones that we've already seen, but with some new looks to them. You know, but Ninja minifigs, you can compare the original 4 Ninja to their original suits. Yeah, because that's what they're based on. And also there's ZX suits. So, very nostalgic suits. Their detail, I think, went up. Especially on Cole RX. And then for the sets, Ultra Stealth Raider, you can see. Upgraded version of this. Definitely much better, that's for sure. And then, of course, Samurai X Cave Chaos, very good build. Sets, better. They were step up in terms of detail. But that was not everything, of course. There's the plot of Dave the Departed. So what happened? The ninja go to the museum, to kind of reminisce on all the villains they defeated in the past. Cole gets a message from Sensei Yang. So he goes to Sensei Yang, but accidentally ends up bringing back all of the villains that they've faced before, or some of the villains they've faced before, I guess. So, of course, then it ends up Kainia versus Chen, Jay versus Samukai, Cole versus Sensei Yang, Zane versus General Cryptor, Sensei Wu versus Mora, but Mora actually helps out. And then Dareth versus General Kozu. So, yeah, that's what happens. They fight. They get defeated. Cole becomes RX, destroys Sensei Yang, who doesn't want to be forgotten. They end up becoming friends, and Sensei Yang lets Cole out of the rift before he's trapped in the temple forever. And then the ninja kind of just have a little campfire, saying that there's no ghosts in the tower, even though Sensei Yang is there, but he is their friend. Plot was good. It wasn't better than Skybound, that's for sure. Because of the fact that it was 44 minutes long, it kind of felt a little bit rushed. But, yeah. Now on to Hands of Time. Figures, obviously a step up. Just look at how detailed they are. You can't say they're not. The Ninja minifigs are amazing. You can see some other details here. Trying to find some familiar. You can see, yeah, right there. That's kind of what they look like. A lot of them. Very, very detailed figures. Definitely a step up. And for the sets, bam. Look at this. Awesome techniques. Awesome techniques. And awesome techniques. Well, okay, this isn't, like, much of a technique, really, but you can see, and these is, like, the building and stuff. Lots of new things. I think the sets are a step up in terms of how complicated they are. And then the plot of Hands of Time, we don't know. I'm not going to watch the episodes on YouTube because it's just not as entertaining when you're not watching English, and I'll know everything that happens, just not the words that are said. So I don't want to do that, because they're in Finnish on YouTube. So we don't know the plot. Although I believe it'll probably come out in April or May. So that's something to look forward to. Now, I know this video was long, but I kind of just wanted to talk about how Ninjago has changed over the years between the minifigs, the sets, and the plot. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like the video if you liked it, sub for most time to see future videos on my channel. Remember to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, link in the description. With that being said, guys, goodbye.